What's going on, everybody? I'm Terrence, and this is Bank Shipping. All right, guys, so we made it to our first drop from the load we picked up yesterday, last video. It's a 2-stop drop. The back skids and the green wrap right there are going to this drop, and then there's 3 skids up here in the white shrink wrap that's going to the next stop, about 60 miles or so down the road. It was a nice, easy drive, straight shot. Everything was good on the way down, except for as I started driving, I noticed that when they put this skid sideways, they put the wrong end up front. Sometimes the forklift operators at my customer don't pay attention to what they're doing when they load, and they put the skid the wrong way. So where the plastic, the shrink wrap ends, they put that facing forward. So all of the wind caught that shrink wrap, you know, and blew it back. You know, you can see it all tangled around my ratchet straps. So what that did is it actually, I've already fixed it a little bit. It exposed the top right there, and then the wind was getting underneath the product and lifting the product underneath my ratchet strap. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to see if these guys here, because I don't have any, see if they have some tape or something that I can tape that spot back to keep it from flapping back up on the way to the second stop. So we've already got everything unstrapped for this stop, and so we're just waiting for everybody to or for the forklift operator to come over here and get us unloaded, and that way we can get on to the next stop. So once we get unloaded and I get this area fixed up, I'll get back with you guys. All right, guys, we made it to our second stop. I was able to get some tape at the first stop and tape up there at the top to keep that down, and it worked pretty good. Nothing flapped in the wind other than the stuff that was already ripped over there on the plastic on the sides. So everything went according to plan with that tape. I'm glad I was able to find some. But we got here, we're just gonna unstrap, wait for them guys to come unload us, and then supposed to be having another load coming out of Fredericksburg, but something's going on with the receiver, so I'm just waiting to hear back for that. And if that falls through, I'll try to find another load. If not, I guess I'll be headed home for the day. So I will get back with you guys. All right, guys, we are at our next drop off. Some steel beams, quick little drop. I put straps on it because the customer required it. I'd rather have chains, but you see it. So what we're going to do is go ahead and get these straps off so we can get unloaded, and then we'll get out of here. Once again, we have ran it to darkness. We ran out of daylight. We got, I think I stopped with like 10 minutes left on my log. So all in all, long day, pretty good day. Yesterday, after I dropped off the steel in Chesapeake, I grabbed another load from Norfolk Naval Base, which is about 10 miles away from Chesapeake. And I ended up staying out last night and took that load up to Philadelphia to Naval Yard. Couldn't get any footage there because I was in a rush trying to get everything off, because then I had another pickup in York, Pennsylvania that came right back home to Winchester, dropped that off, and then went and picked up a customer load that empties Monday in Baltimore. So the last 2 days has been a hustle. You know, I started off with the customer load that ran 2 stops to Troy, Virginia and Henrico, Virginia, then ran to Petersburg to Chesapeake, then Norfolk to Philly, and then Philly to York, and then York to Winchester, and now I'm reloaded again in Winchester. So 2-day hustle, 2-day grind, and believe it or not, the Petersburg load, the Norfolk load, and the York, Pennsylvania load, so the last 3 loads that I ran, was all off of the load board. I couldn't believe it myself. I still can't believe it, because I literally never find freight on the load board back to back like that and that close together. I mean, like I said, Petersburg, from my original drop, I found that load in Petersburg. Petersburg was 25 miles away from my drop. And then, you know, when I dropped in Chesapeake, Norfolk was 15 miles from my drop. And then, you know, when I dropped in Philly, York was a little bit further away. It's about 80 miles away, but it's on my way home, and it was coming home. You know, it was dropping in Winchester. So I don't know if that'll ever happen again. I mean, the ball just rolled right. I mean, the cards, I had the cards in my hand. I don't know. I mean, I'm ecstatic that it happened. I mean, I wish it could happen all the time like that. You know, with some of you over the road guys, or the guys who are thinking about going over the road, it's a little easier to have load board freight like that. You know, find load board freight that is, you know, within a smaller distance of where you're dropping at, because basically when you're over the road, you know, you're just going where the load takes you, you know, and eventually you try to work your way back home. But at first, you know, when you're going out, you're just going where the loads are taking you, you know, you're going where the money's at. And it's not so much the same when you're a local guy, you know. Of course, when you're trying to get back home, there might not be nothing that's taking you back home or going anywhere near home. And that's what I find most of the time. And that's why I did hit home most of the time, because there's nothing where I'm dropping at that's coming remotely close to the direction that I need to go. So, I mean, it would be nice if this happened all the time when I have to look at the load board for return loads every once in a while. It'd be nice if it was like that, you know, because like I said, I mean, it was a hustle grabbing all those loads. And I mean, I loved every bit of it. This is the part of trucking I love, you know, just knocking them out, grinding hard, you know, and getting things dropped and just the nick of time, you know, perfect scheduling, you know, drop one load here at 3 o'clock and got to be at the next load at 4 o'clock, you know. It was lovely, you know. So I must say, you know, it actually surprised me too, because the rates were where I wanted them to be. You know, it wasn't like one of these super cheap brokers. And the brokers, there was only one load that came from a broker that I never worked before. And it actually was pretty easy, because they didn't do any check calls or nothing. You know, it was like, hey, the load's going from here to here. You know, give me a call when you're loaded. Give me a call when you're empty. And that was it. And the crazy thing is, you know, I dropped that load yesterday, and today that same broker called me again because she loved the job that I did. She called me again and asked me if I could do a load for, I think, the week after next. You know, so I might have gained, you know, a new broker that I can form a relationship with. And of course, that's what this business is about, you know. Of course, you want to have direct customers, but there's nothing wrong with forming, you know, a good relationship or a good bond with brokers. You know, you have some brokers that you got to work, you know, you got to watch out for. But there are others out there, you know, that you can form a good relationship with, and you know, you guys can both eat. You know, that's the name of the game. Everybody's trying to make some money. So as long as they ain't taking too much out your pocket, and you got a good working relationship with them, why not work with them? You know, brokers aren't going anywhere. You know, a lot of people say, hey, you want direct customers, you want direct customers, you want direct customers. Yes, that is true. But brokers are not going anywhere, ever. You know, here really, since I started this business, I've seen a lot of places who used to work direct with truckers, and myself included. I've been caught up in it. You know, that specific company no longer wanted to do or had time to work with truckers direct. So they then outsource it with a broker, to a broker. You know, I've seen that when two or three people that I used to run direct with, you know, they started outsourcing the brokers and didn't have the time to in-house run direct freight with the truckers. So brokers aren't going anywhere. So since they're not going anywhere, you might as well try to find which ones are good and form a good relationship with them so y'all both can eat. You know, so all in all, it worked out perfect these last 2 days. I was happy with it because I sat earlier in the week, Monday and Tuesday, due to the snow, because I couldn't drop my load. So it turned out pretty good because I basically made up for setting Monday and Tuesday by running hard Thursday and Friday. So with that being said, I'm going to shut her down and relax for the weekend. Still got a couple things that I'm working on the Pete. When I get those things done, I'm gonna try to get a video out so you guys can see what I've been working on. So I hope everybody has a safe weekend. Hope everybody has a good weekend. And as always, stay prayed up, grind hard, and stay humble.